So, hello everyone. I'm going to be getting a student perspective on virtual exchange this time, and I'm joined by Adrianna Ruiz, and she undertook the virtual exchange with Erica Brooke at the University of Florida on the criminology and sociology aspects. Before we get stuck in, Adrianna, introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adrianna Ruiz. As you just heard, I went to the University of Florida. I recently just graduated this past Saturday. I
Oh,
was able
wow.
to graduate in 3 years. I was studying criminology and political science, so I did dual degrees, and I also undertook a minor in sociology.
Fantastic, Adrianna, and congratulations on graduating only a few days ago. I didn't know that, so that's amazing.
You?
Now, tell us about this virtual exchange that you participated in. It comes under the topic of criminology, sociology, and comparing justice systems with students in Ecuador. So tell me more about this virtual exchange.
So, this virtual exchange project was a part of the course Careers in Criminal Justice with Dr. Erica Brooke. I took this course in the spring of 2024, and this was an opportunity to explore global collaboration through the theme of the criminal justice system. So, we partnered with a school in Ecuador. The name of the school was Universidad San Francisco de Quito. It's in Ecuador, a university in Ecuador, and it was with a specific class within that school, and all the students were studying criminal law. And so they partnered with us as well, and we had weekly or bi-weekly meetings with students in groups. It was either two UF students with two Ecuadorian students. Personally, for me, I was one student with two Ecuadorian students.
Okay.
I had a male and a female partner, and we met every other week, I'm pretty sure. And we would just discuss the set of questions that we were given. And then after the meeting, we would take notes, submit our notes, and then a video talking about what we discussed, how it impacted us, and just anything we wanted to comment on based on that conversation.
Okay, really, really interesting, Adriana. So, comparing justice systems, that's quite a meaty subject as for me. I think it sounds really, really interesting. So, what came out in these discussions? You say you were paired with a male and female Ecuadorian students. What did you learn about their justice system?
So, we discussed a plethora of topics from law enforcement to corrections to careers to experiences based on race, social class, anything you can really think of that would impact the criminal justice system. Um, what really struck me was just the major issues of corruption. That was definitely a recurring theme in the Ecuadorian criminal justice system. We see issues with corruption in in any system. No system's perfect, but just the recurring theme in every discussion we had, and just their personal experiences. They told me stories where they had firsthand experiences with corruption and just like bribery. And one of them even said that they didn't want to work in the criminal justice system because she was scared of what would happen to her family or to herself, because it's just a very daunting career choice.
Oh, wow. Impacted by what? What makes it? So I know I understand the corruption, but what's behind all that?
So we see the involvement of cartels. There's also lack of education. Um, they told me that the schools in Ecuador do not have, like the public schools, do not have a good education, and a lot of people are not knowledgeable about the laws and just what people should do. And just bribery also being a major issue of like being able to bribe police officers into letting people go. So we see a lot of social inequality with people, wealthier people being able to maneuver through the system a lot quicker and more and easily than people who are low status, or also Black and Indigenous people facing discrimination. Just a lot of issues with inequality, whether it's based on social class or race or just cartel involvement and danger.
Well, I mean, what you're saying about the corruption and lack of knowledge and everything, I suppose spreads over many countries. So, are there any similarities with what you were able to share with them about what you've noted about the criminal justice system in the US, for example?
So I was going to mention that I do live in the United States, so I've had a lot of experience with the criminal justice system in the United States. While I told them that I don't think that it's to the extent that we may see in Ecuador, we do see parallels within the United States with people of low social class having more difficulty with meeting bail or hiring good representation, and we see an overrepresentation of minority groups in the incarcerated population, and understanding whether that's discrimination or whether it's that we see a higher crime rate, and understanding that difference. And just also with corruption, while I have not had firsthand experiences really with corruption in the US criminal justice system, we do read about it in school, and we are educated on the potential effects that they have on different communities, especially marginalized communities, and how they have just such a hard time navigating the system, whether it's due to lack of knowledge or funds or anything like that.
It sounds like a really enriching experience doing a virtual exchange like this, Adriana. What are the main takeaways? What do you remember from that time?
So I am Hispanic as well. My family is Cuban. So just as a Hispanic student at the University of Florida, just having this opportunity and being able to talk to someone who has similar cultural values and experiences to me, the main takeaways were just understanding that this is not just like a sole experience for one person. Like we have this across all different types of cultures, and you're not alone. What I see from them, it took that they just really didn't understand that this is something that happens across the globe, and they really like took it very emotionally, and just being there for them and just being like, this is something that happens even in one of the most developed countries in the world.
Mhm.
And it's not just something that happens in Ecuador or other Hispanic countries. And that was just one of the main takeaways for me, just being able to have shared experiences
Right.
and able to reassure them that while it's scary and there's a lot of uncertainty, it's something that happens across the globe.
Are these, do you feel like through your virtual exchange experience with these two other students, did you build a relationship outside of the classroom? Have you stayed in touch? Will you stay in touch?
Absolutely.
Oh,
We grew
really?
very, very close. We're actually still friends. I follow them on social media. One of them just congratulated me when I graduated. He's super nice. Um, yeah, both of them were really, really nice people. We didn't have many challenges as it came to meeting with people.
Mm.
I definitely heard from other groups in terms of like the time difference. I know it's only an hour, but and just the apps that they use. So like Hispanic people use WhatsApp a lot, and a lot I had it already because of my family, but some of the students in the class had never used WhatsApp before or didn't really know much about it. So just overcoming those challenges, but we got along very well. We met weekly and we never really had many issues with it. So I think that helped us build a closer connection. And I definitely do keep in touch with them, and I see them on social media and pursuing their careers. And it's definitely, it was such a great experience. And I know the first time that we met, they were like talking in Spanish, and I guess they had not known that I was Hispanic. And when I chimed into the conversation, their like faces lit up and they were like, "You understand us?" And I was like, yes, I do. So that definitely brought us closer together as well.
So were you able to do your meetings in Spanish then in the end? Did it make it easier for everyone?
So sometimes I speak very fast because I get like intense about what I'm talking about. So they might not have understood some of the things I'm saying, especially if I was speaking very quickly in English. So they would be like, can you say that in Spanish so I can understand it a little better? And then I would reiterate it in Spanish. But yeah, the meetings were in English, but if there was something that they didn't really understand, I would try and explain it to them in Spanish.
Fantastic, fantastic. One last question before I let you go. What did you learn about yourself then, due to?
What I learned about myself, well, is that I definitely love communicating with people from similar backgrounds as me. I think that is super important. I didn't really know much about Ecuadorian culture specifically, so just learning about new cultures is something that really excites me. This was never a meeting that I was like, oh, I have to do this. It's like something I want to do, and that definitely taught me something about myself. I love learning about new cultures and meeting new people. I've always loved meeting new people. But as someone who wants to work in federal law enforcement, and my political science background definitely gave me a love for international affairs and global topics. It's just, I want to pursue something that merges those two aspects that we see law enforcement and global collaboration, because there's a big focus on law enforcement in the US, mainly in the US, and understanding those trends. But also, we should look past the borders of the United States and just understand how our community and our experiences can be parallel to experiences abroad, and how that can be used for the betterment of both experiences overall.
And I'm hearing then, sorry, one more question. I'm hearing that actually,
Okay.
I'm hearing that actually the experience has impacted on your future work ideas and what you want to do.
Yes, definitely. I definitely want to see more of a merge between law enforcement and global communities and understanding the impact between those two ideas.
Thank you so much for your time, Adriana, and congratulations and, you know, good luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much for your time as well.